What would you see as the biggest risks facing the security of mobile transactions?
We see that that quite a number of players at this stage globally are simply not taking security standards seriously. They're still relying on information like an SMS OTP. We still have certain banks doing that, and this is just last year, even by the US, which is quite behind in certain things. I always like the example. I think in 2012, or 2011 even. There was a company in the US that won an award for innovation on SMS OTP, where South Africa and certain markets in Europe have been using it for 10 years at that stage. So even today, the US NIST now last year deprecated SMS OTP as not being secure for banking. So this is now becoming a global known that you should not do this, and still today, quite a number of new
I'm shocked. I thought I was secure when I got my SMS giving me my OTP.
There's a number of reasons you are not. So firstly, if your example were to click on a wrong site, okay, you would then think that you're on the correct banking site because they do a clone of these things. It looks exactly the same. So you would then, what happens is they run a script real time, entering your username and password, which you've just entered, into the correct bank, and the bank then says, hang on, I don't know who this is, because it might be from a different country or IP or whatever the case. Let's send an SMS OTP. You get that SMS and you think, oh, obviously I'm on the right side. Otherwise, why would the bank send it? And you proceed to enter that into the website. If you're on the wrong website, you've just given the fraudster username, password, and OTP.
And that could happen in South Africa on any banking website?
That's how phishing works.
And are people being had by this in South Africa?
Of course. That's how phishing works. As simple as that. So there's also, it can get even more advanced, where people can then do a malware attack on you, where the SMS OTP is intercepted, deleted from your inbox, and forwarded to the fraudster. Sounds like science fiction, but in 2012 already, close to $50 million was stolen this way in Europe. Last year, this fraud, just the same attack, moved to Australia, and just prior to that, I think it was in Brazil, just in time for the Olympics.
And are South African banks, for example, doing something about this?
They are. We came up with a technology in the year 2008 where we realized what is going on, where this is simply just taking a piece of information and giving another piece of information back to the fraudster if you're on the wrong side. We realized at that stage that firstly the mobile is very powerful, and what we need to do is send a piece of information to the device with a simple question: do you want to do this? Yes, no. And that is what, we've got IP for this, global, and that's at the cornerstone of our success. And that is what nearly all the banks in South Africa have now rolled out. And our customers that we speak to who've implemented this fully, the question, how much fraud do you have? The answer is zero. So that's why our software is now being used in 45 countries with specifically this, in securing banking transactions.
So just talk about your growth story and where you're looking to go in 2017.
So Intersect opened its doors on the 1st of February 2010. So in a little over a month, we'll be 7 years old as a firm. And in that time, we've managed to actually roll out our software as I mentioned, in 45 countries. We've got customers all over the globe. Some of very big names. And our focus this year will be actually to expand that into primarily the Asia Pac and Southeast Asia and Middle East and North Africa regions, which will give us quite a large footprint. So the number of transactions, users that we see just in South Africa, certain days, 4 million South Africans use our software. So it's been phenomenal. As I said, on the financial side, in the last year we doubled our revenue in dollar terms. We plan to do that in the next couple of years, just expansion. So we're very excited about where tech is going, and what Intersect does is enabling the mobile in terms of mobility. You can trust what you do. So what do we want to do with that? Financial services, insurance, Internet of Things. How do you stop your fridge from ordering milk for your neighbor? As a silly example, but the point is you need security in all these things. So we're very excited about what the opportunity in terms of market is bringing to us.